Hey, it's Haley. Welcome to the Haley Show here on Auntie Tay's YouTube channel. My name, of course, is Haley, and I'm the Canadian crafter behind the Foiled Plan here on YouTube. Now, on my own YouTube channel, I like to dabble in all different types of crafting. So just know that every episode of Hey, it's Haley on Auntie Tay's channel is going to be different from the last. We might be foiling, working on sublimation projects, learning how to design things using Cricut or Silhouette, creating upcycled DIYs, working with resin, learning how to emboss. The list goes on, and I'm so excited to share all these fun crafty things with you. In today's crafty project, we are going to DIY a dollar store pumpkin and do a bit of upcycling as well. So let's get started. All right, so we're starting out with a styrofoam pumpkin from the dollar store. Most people in the crafty world recognize these pumpkins. There's lots of DIYs you can do with them, but we're going to start out by removing the stem, which is just another piece of styrofoam held on by some light glue and a toothpick, so it's super easy to pull it off. I added some hot glue on top, and then I laid a doily on top of that. Now, these doilies are also from the dollar store. They came in a 2-pack, and I wasn't sure at this point how much of the doily I wanted to use, so I just started gluing, and with each section I would glue, I would make sure that it was conforming to the shape of the actual pumpkin, because if it was just sort of sitting on top, I feel like it would lose the shape of the pumpkin and you might not be able to tell exactly what it is, especially since we're changing the color of this. And then I decided I wanted to use the rest of the doily on the underside of the pumpkin, so I very carefully trimmed away that piece. Now, if I knew this is what I was going to do from the beginning, I probably would have cut it before I started gluing. But sometimes with DIY projects, you just kind of go with the flow and figure things out as you move forward. And that's exactly what happened with this one. Before I placed the piece that I wanted to stick on the bottom, I did trim off the excess just so it was a little bit easier and I didn't have to do it after I had glued, kind of like what happened with the first piece. So I trimmed that down and then I flipped over the pumpkin and kind of draped it over to decide where I wanted it to go. I realized it was a little bit too large, so I cut off a couple of the sections and then I glued those down just like I did for the first piece on the top part of the pumpkin. I found it easiest to kind of work at the, well, I guess since the pumpkin's flipped over, this is the new top. So it's easiest to start at the top of the doily and then do the almost petal-like pieces one at a time. So again, you can make sure that they are laying flat to the pumpkin to maintain its shape. Then I just flipped the pumpkin back over and used my hot glue gun to touch up any areas that were sort of pulling away from the styrofoam. Then I grabbed my chalked up paint in the color Blanco, which is a really nice white color. This is available on shopauntitay.com, and if you're interested in purchasing this or other colors of chalked paint, feel free to use my code TheFoiledPlan to save some money at checkout, and thanks in advance if you do, because I do earn a small commission, so thank you. Anyways, the paint does soak into the doily and the styrofoam pretty easily, so you'll probably have to do 2 or 3 coats. Just wait for it to dry before you do another coat. Once it's finished drying, all I'm going to do is take some of these fake leaves that are also from the dollar store and place them around the top, and then the upcycled portion is actually the doorknob from my old craft room before we renovated our house. I had no idea at the time what I was going to use them for, but I'm so glad I hung on to them. They were just way too pretty to get rid of. Then I just attached everything on top with hot glue, and it was ready to be placed with the rest of my fall decor collection. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This DIY with an upcycled flair was a lot of fun to put together. Make sure you're following Auntie Tay's YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future crafty videos along with episodes from Hey, it's Haley. Again, my name is Haley. I'm the Canadian crafter behind the Foiled Plan here on YouTube. You can find my YouTube channel linked in the description box below, along with all of my other social media platforms, but you can always find me at the Foiled Plan. I hope you have a super awesome day, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!